Hi there and welcome back. My name is Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me again in this virtual space. Today I'm going to be taking you through a 30-minute Vinyasa flow, and we're going to be starting by standing at the top of our mats. So whenever you're ready, finding your space, rooting through the heels. Closing the eyes here, we'll shine the palms forward, melting the shoulders away from the ears, lifting from the feet all the way to the crown of the head, and then slightly bumping the hips forward, tucking the tailbone under. Taking our gaze from external to internal, as you feel the mat under your feet. As you bring your attention to any sounds, any smells, any noises around you. And then eventually bringing your attention to the sound of my voice. Start by taking small circles towards the right side of the mat, moving counterclockwise. Maybe feeling the toes slightly peel off of the mat as you shift your weight to the heels. When you're ready, reversing directions now, moving clockwise around the mat. And then finding stillness. Inhale as you lift your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, take them down the back. Inhale up to your ears. Exhale, down the back. Inhale again, lift. And exhale, lower. And big breath in, flutter the eyes open. Reach the fingertips up and overhead, lengthening from the heels to the fingertips. On your next exhale, cactus the arms, bending at your elbows. Find a baby back bend. Inhale to stand tall. Bring palms together overhead. Exhale, reverse swan dive. Hinge at your hips. Fingers come down to the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Root through both palms, we'll step one foot back and then the other, finding high plank. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Hips aren't high, but they're not low. We'll start to rock back and forward here. Engaging the core just a little bit more. Bringing some attention, some love to the ankles. Come to stillness, lower the knees down, uncurl your toes, send the hips to your heels, tenting at the fingertips, keeping the arms and shoulders engaged in Vinyasa or child's pose. If it feels right to you here, let the head and neck be heavy. Releasing any tension in the face. On your next inhale, lift the hips, plant the palms under the shoulders, take the knees hip distance apart. Curl your toes under. Inhale as you lift shins and knees will hover here. Bringing some heat to the body, firing up the core. Engaging the backs of the legs, maybe even your lower back. Continuing to breathe it out. When you're ready, draw the heels towards the mat, straighten out the legs, lift through the hips, down dog. Holding here for 2 rounds of breath. 2 inhales, 2 exhales. Shifting your gaze to your hands will walk the feet all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, open the heart and chest. Big breath in, lengthen. Big breath out, hinge at your hips. Hands to the mat. Step one foot back and then the other, high plank. Bring the elbows into the ribs as you lower all the way down. Uncurl your toes. Press into the palms. Inhale. Lengthen all the way through your arms. Take the gaze to the ceiling. Exhale as you lower and tap the forehead. Curl your toes under. Press into the palms. Inhale to high plank. And then as you roll over the toes, draw the heels to the mat, down dog. Walk your hands all the way to your feet. Clasping the hands around the backs of your legs, deep in your forward fold. Letting the crown of the head hang towards your mat. Deepening the stretch in the hamstrings and the calves. From here, release your fingertips to the ground. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow, resting the forearms on the crown of the head. Bump the hips to the left, round towards the right. Squeeze the core as you inhale, come through center. Other side, rounding the hips at the right. Bringing the arms to the left. Inhale again, stand tall, unwind the arms, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale as you hinge at your hips, forward fold. Walk yourself to the top of your mat until you find high plank. Find rocks forward and back. Coming back to stillness, shoulders stack over the wrist. Big breath into the belly. As you breathe out, bring elbows into the ribs, lower all the way down, uncurl your toes. Inhale as you press into your palms, lift heart and chest, cobra pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Lower, slow and controlled, tap the forehead. Curl your toes under, press into the palms. Inhale for plank. Exhale, down dog. Right foot stays where it is. Inhale your left foot towards the ceiling. Bending your knee, step your left foot forward, runner's lunge. Right palm stays where it is. Lift your left fingertips towards the ceiling. My plant's in my face a little bit here. See if you can take your gaze towards your left fingertips, staying strong in the legs. Squeeze the core from here, windmill the arms up and over. Holding on to it, see if you can keep the arms on the same plane. One more inhale. As you exhale, gently lower the right knee. Uncurl the toes, try not to fall over. Take the left hand to the back of your right leg. Right fingertips overhead. Embracing all the shakes, all the wobbles. We call it a practice, not a perfect, for a reason. From here, squeeze the core, arms come up and over. Take both hands to the inside of that left foot. Finding lizard pose. Taking any variation you'd like. If you want to curl the toes, lift your knee, strengthen. Or keep that knee down. Press into the right palm. Come onto the pinky side of your left foot and open the left hip. Softening through the face. One more inhale. As you exhale, plant the left palm. Curl your right toes, lifting your knee. Squeeze the core. We'll step the left foot back to meet right high plank. Inhale here. As you exhale, see if you can lower halfway for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, draw the heels to the mat, down dog. Rooting through your left foot. Inhale as you lift the right. Bending your knee, step your right foot forward. Runner's lunge. Left hand stays where it is. Open the right fingertips towards the ceiling. Again, staying strong in the core and the legs. One more inhale here. One more exhale. Squeeze the belly. Arms come up and over. Holding on to it. Gently lower the left knee down. Uncurl the toes. See if you can bring the right hand to the back of the left leg, left fingertips overhead. Good. From here, windmill arms up and over. Take both hands to the inside of your right foot. You decide what variation you want for lizard pose. Sending the breath to the right hip space. Taking nice deep inhales to exhales. Remembering we're in no rush here today. So taking the time to make your breaths count. When you're ready, release both hands to the mat. We'll curl the left toes, lifting our knee. Step the right foot all the way back, high plank. Big breath in. As you breathe out, Chaturanga, elbows into the ribs, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale as you roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Right foot stays where it is. Inhale the left leg towards the ceiling. Bending your knees, step your foot forward. From here, big breath in, fingertips to the ceiling. Crescent lunge. Lengthening through the hands as you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. On an exhale, open the heart and chest. Inhale to lengthen. Pivot the back toes, open up your arms, warrior two. Take right hand to right leg, find reverse warrior. On your next inhale, squeeze the belly, arms come up and over. Lengthen through the lead leg. Palms together overhead. Peaceful warrior. Lengthen through your arms, see if the gaze will follow the hands. From here, separate your hands, pivot the hips, pivot the back toes, leave that front leg long. See if you can exhale, release the heart and chest over the left leg, fingertips to the back wall. Maybe taking this a step further, see if you can clasp the hands together behind the back. Maybe even finding Kali Mudra. One more inhale. One more exhale. Bend into that left knee. Release the hands to the mat. Squeeze the core. Left foot comes back to meet right. Find downward facing dog. Take a bend at your knees, uncurl the toes, sink the heels to the hips. Child's pose. Noticing any changes in the body here, changes in temperature, changes in your breath, your pulse. Just finding a moment of gratitude for a healthy body that allows you to move, that maybe allows you to push your limits in your comfort zone. When you're ready, start to lift the sit bones off of the heels. Stack shoulders over wrists. We'll find neutral tabletop. We'll take 2 rounds of cat-cows here. Inhale, bring belly to the mat. Lift the gaze and tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Gaze between the thumbs. 1 more of each big breath in. And big breath out. Come back to neutral, curl your toes under. Inhale as you lift your knees and hips. Draw the heels to the mat, down dog. Leave the left foot where it is. Inhale that right foot towards the ceiling. Bending your knees, step your foot through runner's lunge. Inhale, fingertips to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Lengthen through the arms as you exhale here, deepen the squat or the lunge. On your next exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart and chest. Inhale as you stand tall. Pivot the back toes, open up your arms, warrior 2. Checking in with both arms here, making sure they're on the same plane. Left hand to left leg, reverse warrior. Letting go of any tension where it doesn't belong. Squeeze the belly, lift the arms up and over. Lengthen through the lead leg, bring palms together overhead, gaze follows. Good. From here, separate the hands, reaching to the ceiling. Pivot the hips, pivot the back toes. Leave the right leg as is. See if you can lower the heart and chest, fingertips to the back wall. One more round of breath. Bend into that right knee. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Step your right foot all the way back to meet left, downward facing dog. Take a minute here and walk it out if that feels good for you by pedaling the feet. Find stillness. Lower the knees all the way down to your mat, uncurl the toes. Sit bones come to the heels. Child's pose. Allowing the breath to soften. We'll walk the hands just a handprint or 2 closer to the knees, making enough room to thread the right arm between the knees and the left hand. Crawling the left fingertips overhead. Gently pressing into the back of the right arm and the right hand. As you start to unwind here, crawl the left fingertips to the left side of the mat, unthread the right arm, and then stack the right hand on top of left. Feeling a stretch in the right side body. I'm all confused with my lefts and rights today. Noticing that space in the right ribs. Walking your hands slowly back towards center, leaving enough room between right hand and the knees this time to thread your left arm through. Bringing your right fingertips overhead. Gently pushing into the back of the left arm and left hand. Twisting just a little bit more. This time as you slowly unwind, crawling the right hand towards the right side of the mat, and then planting the left hand on top of right. Left side body stretch. Making your way back to a neutral spine. We'll inhale as we slowly rise with the upper body, bringing the sit bones all the way to the heels, finding hero pose. Clasping the hands behind the back, drawing the fists towards the ground, opening the heart and chest. From here, slowly rise, unwinding the hands, walking yourself back to tabletop, curling the toes under, lifting the knees and hips, one final downward facing dog, one final inversion for your practice. Shift the gaze to the top of your mat, see if you can bend at the knees, lift the heels, lift the hips, hop your way forward. From here, bend into your knees, sink the glutes all the way down. One final challenging, heated posture. Inhale, lift fingertips to the ceiling. Chair pose or Utkatasana. Lift the fingertips to the ceiling. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Sink a little bit lower. A little bit lower. A little bit lower. Until you come all the way down, releasing your hands. Bring yourself to a seat. Arms wrap around the legs, tight squeeze. Reaching the fingertips out in front of you and squeezing the core. Will lower down one vertebrae at a time. Taking one hand over the belly and one over the heart. And then bringing the soles of the feet together, we'll take the knees out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Start to soften through the belly. Let the breath be more organic. Leave the left leg where it is. Lift the right and stack your right hip on top of left. Coming into a gentle twist. Reaching the right fingertips out to the side. When you're ready, taking it to the opposite side of your mat. Right leg comes down. Left hip stacks on top of right. This time we'll bring that right hand to the knees. Reach the left fingertips out to the side. The gaze follows. Whenever you're ready, coming back to center. Sending the heels to the bottom of your mat. And reaching the arms over the head, taking a full body stretch. Feeling yourself squeeze and engage every muscle you can, maybe even making fists with the hands. Finding as much tension as you can. And on your next exhale, releasing the entire body. Sliding the arms alongside. Opening the palms to the ceiling. Taking a moment here to grab any props, pillows, blankets, bolsters. Maybe grabbing a sweatshirt, turning off any lights. Welcoming yourselves to the most safe, the most secure, the most special place you possibly can. Settling into our final posture. Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, start to bring some small movements back to the body, giving yourself energy, bringing back awareness to the feet, toes, the hands and the fingers, the belly and the breath. Smile and all the muscles in your face. In your own time and your own way, finding a comfortable seat at the center of your mat, with the eyes remaining closed, the hands together at heart center. The light within me honors the light within all of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.